Hello, ladies, gentlemen, everybody inside and outside of the gender spectrum, and welcome back to Stardom Quest Gold, the best weekly Stardom and Marigold podcast anywhere in the world. I am, as always, Alex, and I am joined by Dylan. Hi, Dylan.
Hi, Alex. Hi, everybody. I'm enjoying Fool's Spring here in Chicago, Illinois. Do you know what Fool's Spring is,
No.
buddy? So in Chicago and in areas like Chicago, um, every February we have a few days where after snowstorms hit us like 17 times in a row, it just decides to be 70 degrees outside, like beautiful, like a beautiful day. And everybody's like, "Holy fuck, it's an early spring!" And then it's snowstorms for the for the entirety of March for some reason, um, thus making it fool's spring, right? Like it always fools you into
Oh,
thinking it's spring, but it's not
okay.
spring. So it is currently 62 degrees out. It's beautiful. I took my dog for a walk. It was a nice time. Celebrated Mardi Gras yesterday. Not hungover, luckily. I was earlier, but that doesn't matter. Beautiful thing about recording late after work is that I get to work hungover and I get to you know record completely sober, and cleaned up and ready to go. So yeah, it's been a week. Not much has
Okay.
happened. We have plenty to talk about, but not much has happened. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay, fuck me then.
But we'll get into all of that. Head on over to the 5-stardustnetwork.com for all of the latest articles and podcasts from the wonderful world of pro wrestling. And head on over to the 5 Star Network YouTube channel, which is where this is show, as well as shows like Actors Stage and No Limit Wrestling, all go up. I haven't heard anything about No Limit.
There's something about No Limit. We have Sideline Peps. He doesn't know about it yet, but we have. Um, we are instead doing a New Japan Cup preview because me and Xavier decided, how about we just preview all the tournaments this year?
Yeah, you guys love
Um,
tournaments.
yeah, we do. We love talking
You
about
just
tournaments. We
don't
don't
have
like
to watch them.
reviewing them.
Yeah,
We
that's
don't
what I
like
was, yeah.
reviewing them, but we enjoy previewing them because there's so much intricate things you can kind of look into with tournaments, and then they never happen because Callum Newman's just going to win, because
Yeah.
fuck everything, and Gato needs to go off, be homeless in a hole. I don't know.
So
Um,
shocked he kept his job.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard like a year ago they're like, I don't know, he seems like he's on ice. He's just still there.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happens. Like he's been bad for a while, but I digress. So we will be recording that this weekend. That will be coming out before the end of the month, so that it's there in time for the New Japan Cup. So that'll be fun.
Okay.
And also, I do plan on doing the Peps episode soon. This DVD that we are going to review just kind of has like really bad audio. Like the audio is just like kind of unlistenable. Um, so I don't know what to do. I might just make them suffer through it. But I've been trying to find a way to like tone correct the audio. Does that make sense?
Okay.
I re-downloaded Audacity, and you know how much I hate Audacity.
Yes.
So yeah, that's been
It
a
is
pain in
the
the ass.
scourge of the earth.
Hmm.
Okay, well, that's a fun time. You guys will preview that. You know, you get to do all your weird tournament booking stuff that I'm always like, Dylan. Stop
Yeah.
talking. Yeah. um, so we're gonna start with Stardom. Um, I don't recall there being much Stardom news. But I feel like I say that a lot, and then there always is. But it's been a quiet one for them, in fairness, outside of the Corkin. Um, so we'll just jump in to the review.
Did we
On
have the
the
official diagnosis of Saya? We did.
last week, no.
Oh, we didn't.
Yeah,
Okay,
so that's
that's
new.
news.
That she's out for the month.
Yeah, out for the month. Both of her hands are fucked.
Incredible. She's falling apart. I'm sure
Yep.
they want her to like hold the belt past April, but it seems to be getting a bit risky to
Well, I kind
expect
of need
her
her
to
to,
stay there.
because I don't know what the fuck else they're gonna do.
Um, that's a good point. I don't know either. But we're gonna review this Corkin. It was on the 13th. This was Stardom Nighter. It did 1,138, which is a small dip kind of from where they have been. They've been about 12, 1,300. But in fairness, this is their fifth Korakuen show of the year so far. And they just did a pay-per-view, and they ran Sumo Hall within the past 6 weeks. So you'd expect a small dip. I think that number, for given that the card had basically nothing.
This card
Yeah.
was not good. Like on paper, it
No,
was a bad card.
yeah, it was very much a nothing show. Like, unless you're super into the hate 6-on-6 thing, there was really nothing to draw people. And there was no Saya. So pretty big hit. But they navigated it well. This is kind of where, as I said, where they're at. I think they could just throw anything at the wall at this point, and they're going to do 1,000 at minimum, unless they try and get ballsy and do like back-to-back days with bad cards. But I think as they are, I think they're going to get 1,000 regardless. Um, we opened with Fuwa-chan and Hazuki beating Aya Sakura and Ane Kanaya. Fuwa gets her first win as a pro wrestler. She hit the Shining Wizard on Ane to get that win. This is a pretty good match, as you can probably imagine, given who was involved. Um, Fuwa continues to add new stuff to her game that is very intriguing. And yeah, we've kind of seen the Ane in the Hazuki verse and the Fuwa verse, so we've kind of seen a lot of what they can do. But this is a good opener. Like, this is a nice way to open the show.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. I thought it was a good time. But it was, it was a Fuwa Chan tag match. Like I feel like those have really high floors at this point, but um, they don't necessarily reinvent the wheel, but they are always fun, and I had a lot of fun with this one. Obviously, I love Fuwa's Shining Wizard. I think it's a really fun move, a good finish for her. And Hazuki did well, Fuwa did well, Aya and Ane did good. Good time.
Yeah. I-
Also, I want to talk about Hazuki for a second,
okay.
um, because she had an interview, which feels like the first interview she's had in fucking forever, um, where she discussed her retirement stuff, but also discussed like her current thought process. I haven't seen her talk about like Oedo Tai or her retirement in like ever. I feel like
Mm.
they've never asked her about it, but there was like, yes, we asked her about how it was, becoming a heel, and she was like, yeah, I kind of like realized that like wrestling is about like entertaining fans and not just trying to beat people up. And like I was like, that's hilarious that you turn heel and that's what you learn, because it feels like nobody else does that, except for that era of Wait type. But point being is that she said that nowadays she feels like she is more so focusing on Fuwa and her development than she is on her own, and she's having a hard time kind of like doing both. So for one, I think that kind of indicates that she is probably still going to take a bit of a backseat this year, but she is going to do it behind Fuwa-chan and try to propel her forward. So take that as you will. Um, she said
Mm.
she's going to be with Fuwa the rest of the year. So anybody who thought she was leaving, unfortunately, doesn't seem like she is. And yeah, that's where we're at. I thought it was interesting because she was talking about how like even when she wants to focus on like the white belt and shit, she's always just kind of like her mind goes back to you know training
Mhm.
Fuwa and improving her as a wrestler.
I was gonna say, I thought I heard the commentary mention the future belt when Ane was wrestling Fua. I don't
Mm.
know if that was for Ane, but do you think they would have Fua win the future belt? Would that be
I
something?
think they could. I know they were talking about it. Taro was talking about it, like
Yeah.
technicalities wise, because like it was a re-debut. So, because if we count her first match like as a debut, I think her eligibility runs out in like a couple months. Um, so that would be a problem. Yeah, it would run out in 3 months, wouldn't it? Or she, yeah, yeah, it would run
Would
out
they do they
April.
count that?
That's what he said. He said they
All
would have
right.
to look
Okay.
into whether they count it or not.
Hmm.
It was one of those things. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were just like, ah, it doesn't count. She's challenging for for the future belt, and she
Yeah.
probably would win it. And she should if she was going to challenge for it. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. Um, our next match is Natsupoi versus beating Rian in just under 12 minutes with a ferrying ring. I thought this was a very good match. I
Yes,
think,
did I?
some of these like pushed act versus undercard wrestler matches are some of the better ones Stardom does. But this was just the most like locked in Natsupoi has looked in a lot in like ages.
Hmm.
She actually got to just wrestle instead of being part of a tag. You could see her really enjoy trying to bring something out of Rian, and I thought Rian stepped up pretty well.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was very good. It was nice to see Rion outside of EXV. EXV ended, but nobody except for Rion seems to be outside of EXV, so that's fun. Um, yeah, no, I had a really good time. I feel like even though Rion only trained with her very briefly, I feel like the Kuro Ito connection really manifested a very strong chemistry between these two. So I quite appreciated it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I thought it was one of the better matches on the night, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought it was really good.
Well, that's what happens when you're not boy loose. Um, our next match was Rana Yagami and Tomoki Inaba beating Maki Ito and Kikyo Furusawa. Rana beat Kikyo in just under 8 minutes with a beat buster. This was a fine tag.
Yeah,
I didn't
good.
really, the Ito Respect Army gimmick is a nice use of Kikyo, kind of in her
Yeah,
rookie phase. It's something for her to do. Um, but Maki Ito.
I did like her trying to keep up with the Ito song to start.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that was
it is
cool.
kind of funny because like Kikyo has posted on her Instagram like her taste in music. Like she's like with her Instagram post, she has like songs to it, obviously, and they are nothing like Maki Ito's theme song. So I find it very funny um, that like we have her pretending to be idol when she's like the least idol wrestler. Like like because like but also Maki's kind of in the same way, but instead of subverting expectations, you're just like not the expectation. Like it's just like we don't expect you to be and you're not, but you are doing. I don't know. It's a funny thing. They kind of feel like inverted versions of each other where it's like Maki Ito's an idol who uh, rebelled, and Kikyo is a rebel who is doing idol dances. You know what I mean? I think that's
Yeah,
kind of a funny dynamic.
cool. Um, our next match was Micah and Xena beating Tabata and India Seo from CMLL. This was Micah winning in just under five or just over 5.5 minutes when she pinned
Okay, I
Tabata
was gonna
with
say
an
I felt like
Orchid
this like
Dragon.
barely happened.
Yeah, it was very short. I don't mind a short match though. Just straight to the
Sure.
point, did their stuff, got out. I think India Seo kind of looked good. Um, I feel like I vaguely recall enjoying her from when I've seen CMLL. Sometimes it's
Like
hard to
Tabata.
remember though, because there's like six women in the ring with masks, and I'm like, who the hell is who?
Yeah.
I only know Kira and Scotty, for certain. I could pick them out of the lineup anywhere.
Could not
Um,
figure out who La Catalina was last time you watched the CMLL show. He's just like,
yes.
I don't know which one.
Okay, well, she's different. But the masked ones,
He got her confused with Persephone.
yes, totally.
I was just like, I don't know. One has pink
And face
hair.
Brown.
I think that's Persephone. I don't know.
But yeah, no, I quite have enjoyed India CO, and I thought she looked good here, kind of doing some of the power stuff as well as the other stuff. So I'd be intrigued to see what she can do if they kind of asked her to do something. Maybe not a Hazuki match. Maybe we can break the mold from a Hazuki match, but
It's gonna be a Husky
maybe a
match.
singles with somebody else. Yeah, probably will be a Hazuki match. But maybe we could do something else. That'd be fun.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. Okay.
Get her and Tabata with the New Bloods. Like, don't have him
Oh.
win it, but I'm pretty sure Tabata could
Oh
challenge
no,
because
Hanako
she's
doesn't have those anymore. I was gonna say India CO and Hanako would just that'd be good.
how old is in
No, she can't
she's
challenge her, but I
yeah,
forgot that Hanako didn't have the new blood tags for a sec. So very disappointed now. Um, our next match was
41.
Azumi.
Yeah, a bit
Jesus.
old for the.
Um, okay.
She
Our next
wrestled
match.
since '04,
That is
a
absurd,
year
right?
after I was born.
Some of
It's
these
crazy.
CMLL women are crazy. I feel like is it Candela who just popped back up? Somebody. It was definitely somebody who got a push last year who was like disappeared for 5 years and then just popped back up, and she's quite good. But this is very fun. But anyway, our next match was the Neo Genesis team of Miyu Masaki, Ace Sarah, Azumi, and Starlight Kid, beating Ami Sori, Lady C, Kyoko Kotatsu, and Nanami Hatano of God's Eye. Miyu rolled up Lady C with the Tensei in 8 minutes to get the win.
This
But
was my favorite match of the night.
I can imagine there was some really good Azumi May tag
Yeah.
stuff that I was like, why have they not been tag champions? Why are we doing Starbomb?
Why haven't they
Why did we do
challenged?
Crazy Star?
I don't understand why I don't get Neo Genesis. I haven't gotten it like from the beginning. but I don't like they do not utilize this group anywhere near as well as they could. Like, you would think it would be so obvious because you have 4 very good wrestlers. Like, the weakest wrestler is Miyu Misaki, and I still think she's pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, you have 4 very good wrestlers, 4 great tag wrestlers at that, and you just have them, like, not really do anything ever outside of Azumi and Miyu lose title matches every, you know, few months. Like
Yeah.
tactile. You know, like I don't know, like they don't really mix things up. They don't really have feuds. You know, like give me like an Azumi and Mei Sarah feud against fucking FWC, just like a non-title feud. You know, just like do something. I don't know, do something. It feels so strange that they don't do things with Neo Genesis, um, considering the caliber of wrestler that Neo Genesis has. But I digress. I thought this match in general was really good. I thought Lady C specifically had a really fun performance here, and yeah, I thought it was the best match of the night because it was just all clicking seamlessly like the whole time, and I just thoroughly enjoyed myself watching it.
Yeah. Um, I have noticed Kevin is winning. Miyu Misaki's been getting wins, and like sometimes that means they're doing something. Would she challenge for like the high speed, or what's the point of Miyu winning matches? You know, because as I said, like O2 Line just lost a goddess
Yeah,
title challenge, so that's that out of the
and it's
question.
funny because she was not winning matches leading up to that.
No.
They said
And
she
I
should be
guess
winning matches after.
they could, I guess, challenge for the artist, but they've been there. They were artist champions already, unless they went with May instead of one of Kate or Azumi. But I'm just kind of intrigued because her getting wins. I don't know if it's going to go somewhere like Hina getting that win
Not
with
challenge high
Korakuen, or if
speed.
it's just not.
I don't see why not. Nobody's fast in that division anymore.
That's true. They just kind of do
They do
Unimod
roll up.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like she could just challenge.
Okay. Um, Our next match was Itsuki Aoki and Akira Kuragane taking on Waka Tsukiyama and Hanako. Aoki pinned Waka in just under 10 minutes with the Rasha Scissors. Um, for a faction that is broken up, EXV teamed up twice on this show.
Yeah,
This is quite
I,
fun.
and I thought both their matches weren't very good.
I like this one. Aoki and
Really.
Hanako is just can't like it always works. I'm a sucker for the slapping meat, doing shoulders, doing lariats.
Yeah,
Like
I don't know.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I mean, like that they had a sequence that was pretty fun.
I think Aoki just rocks, honestly.
Yeah,
Aoki
Aoki's
just
just a
is
really
that
good
good.
wrestler.
Yeah.
It's so. I mean, I feel like this happens constantly. Um, that Wave finally gave her the belt, gave her like a singles title, her first singles title, in her career, and like Wave is at its fucking dying breaths. Um,
Her first defense did sub 300.
yeah, and she feels like bad about it, and I'm just like, dude. If they gave that belt to you like 2 years ago, you would have turned that fucking company around, bro. Like
Yeah.
I truly believe that. Um, I would love to do an autopsy on what the fuck happened to Wave.
No talent. The kind of what happens.
Yeah, but like it's not like they didn't have good wrestlers on their cards. They just like they didn't have anyone signed is the problem. But also like I don't know, like but like I get what you mean, but it's not like they're like they don't have solid wrestlers on the cards. They just stopped booking them to have good matches somehow. I don't know what the
Mm.
fuck happened. I don't know. This isn't the time or place to do that, but it is an interesting one. Um, yeah, I don't know. Love Aoki. Thought Akira is cool. Like I left this match being like, okay, I'm happy XV's dead because I don't want to see Rice or Bread anymore. Aoki and Akira, let's do something else because I like both of you.
Yeah.
That was what I got from this.
Okay. And with Suzu out again, they're basically the entire group.
Oh yeah, that's news. Suzu
Is
is
it?
hurt.
Is it? Because
She was there.
yeah, that's true.
She was
But,
seconding, and she did something. She did like a thing before the event, I think.
oh yeah, yeah. She announced her something. She got
Who knows?
something. She got something. Yeah, I don't know. Um, our next match for the High Speed Championship: Yuna Mizumori defending against Momo Kogo. Yuna Mizumori won with the Supergirl pinfall in just under 13 minutes. I thought this was a very good match. I was very impressed by what Momo Kohgo did. This was kind of the side of her that randomly showed up like 2 years ago in America and then disappeared again. Like she was very much equal to Yuna Mizumori in what Unamon was trying to do. And as a long time Yuna Mizumori fan, I'm here for her getting singles matches at Cork, and I think she's really, really talented. I think her matches just flow really well. She mixes in the good strikes with the intensity, with the near falls, with the athleticism. Like she's just a very, very good wrestler. And Momo Kogo was able to just do all of that alongside her. So I had a good time with this.
Um, I don't want to start a fight. Uh, I have not been loving Unimon lately. Uh, Alice match was like good. I feel like I kind of expected Unimon like to win a belt and it to be like, oh shit, like like where he like remember Wing Gory when they won the New Bloods, not the
Yeah.
tag belts, the New Bloods, and you watch them and you were like, holy fuck, like how have these two not been tag champions for 2 years now? Like they are so insane. I feel like Unimon is doing the opposite of that, where I've been so high on her, or at least relatively high on her. Others have been more high on her, obviously, but I've been a big fan of hers. I was like, man, once she gets a title and has something to like really sink her teeth into, it's gonna be like a different animal. And I'm just not getting much out of her title defenses. Of course, she's against against Yuki Mashiro, who I think has been in a pretty dull phase of her career, past year or so. I mean, over a year now. Um, because that Yuzuki match wasn't any better. Uh, and I mean Momo Kogo. Again, I thought this match was good, but and it is against Momo Kogo. But I don't know. I'm hoping for Yuna's reign to kind of have a turnaround. But and we kind of talked about this briefly off air. That's like she has such big shoes to fill because like the last obviously there were champions in between, but the last two real champions have been Mei Sarah and Azumi, and that's been basically the last 5 6 years. Um, and I guess Kid and like there are people in between, but it's been a lot of Mei Sarah and Azumi, and those are two of like the best at the style ever at this point. So and they also fucked up the title last year with the whole rules thing. It just kind of felt weird. I don't know. I feel like this isn't even like blaming Unimon, but I think it's just kind of like she's been set up to fail a little bit here, and I don't think she's like making chicken shit into chicken salad. I think she's making it into like you know slop, which is edible but not lovely.
Well, I disagree.
I know,
Iman
and that's
rocks.
what I mean. Like I think Unimon's cool, but I'm hoping for a improvement from
Sometimes
here.
I wonder if your general apathy for Stardom just makes you put a hard ceiling
So
on a
okay,
lot of the
no, you know
matches.
what? You know what? I'll give a good example for some listeners. You won't get this. I feel now how about Unimon and the high speed title, how I feel about the junior division in New Japan,
Okay.
where it's like, yeah, these wrestlers are good. Like Unimon is good, Doki's good, El Desperado's good. Like these wrestlers are good wrestlers. Master Wato's good. Yuka Mashiro's good. Momo Gogo depends on the day, but like it's not like these are bad wrestlers. Mei Sarah was good. Um, but it just feels like there's an apathy towards the high speed belt, in the same way that there's an apathy towards junior wrestling in New Japan, that like the matches often can't overcome for me. And
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure out. I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just apathetic towards the Stardom style, and that's why like this doesn't click with me as much. But yeah, I don't know. That was a good match, but it didn't exceed expectations whatsoever. And I'm wondering how much lower my expectations need to be for the high speed championship to exceed them at this point in time.
That's fair. I mean, I can't really make you enjoy the
Yeah.
company. But hopefully you get past it. Um, but our main event was a 6-on-6 tag match. Hina, Siri, Hanan, Yurihime, Suriano, and Sayaka Kurara take on Konami, Natsuko Tora, Rocca, Rina, Azusa Inaba, and Fukigen Death. Hina pinned Konami in 15 minutes with a mud splash to set up their Wonder Stardom Championship match. In fairness, Konami did take a full beating before that. Like she got an onslaught. They
Hate
kind
is
of just
not allowed to lose for real without like a caveat. You know, it's
someone
like to
must have
be
said
fair though,
every
they got
multi-tag ends. Like people just take 8 moves of doom.
yeah. But like if it's anything else, it's just hate just beats the fuck out of somebody and wins. Um, but yeah, but I guess the same thing could be said opposite here. Yeah, because Konami got her shit rocked. Like Shuri got in that, like they were all fucking going crazy. And then yeah, Hina got the win. I was happy that I saw Hina get the win. I did think that this was very much every hate tag you've seen
Mhm.
in recent memory. But you know, I thought like some of the core spots were cool. I thought Shuri and Ano were fun in there. Uh, and yeah, Hina's my dog, so I was happy about her winning. Obviously,
Yeah, no, I agree with this. It was kind of just the standard hate formula. They're good at it, but yeah, at a certain point, I think you just kind of are like, yeah, we've been there, we've done that. And I think the Carrara not having Kamatani there to do anything with kind of hurt it as well, because that meant you
I
were
forgot.
relying
I
on just
forgot Kurara was in there. I'm not gonna lie.
that's fair. You were relying literally on just Hina versus Konami to kind of carry the match because nobody else is really in feuds with one another. Like I guess Hanan and BMI technically, but even that is very loose. Like Soriano and Rina did some stuff, and if you want to call back, like they did have something about a year ago, but I mean that's really pushing it as far as like actual stories go. So I do think they just needed something more to take this to being a notable match. But hate are good. Like this is their baseline. So let's see, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, the general like consensus on this Corkin is interesting because I obviously cage match is not the be all and end all, but cage match like over the last year has kind of loved Stardom. And
Hmm.
it's kind of interesting seeing some of the ratings, like their last Corkin on or no, not the Corkin on the 21st that had like a 7.3, and this one is a 6.8, and it's like so that's like people are like edging slightly downwards, and I think the last Corkin is a 6.9. So like
Nice.
what they're what they're doing seems to just be having like less impact on the audience because these ratings are getting closer and closer to just being shrug. Like a 6 out of 10 is a shrug. You know, so I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by that because yeah, like they opened the year with a 7.9. You know, that's where we were at not too long ago. So
Yeah, I don't know.
in fairness, I don't blame Taro for running out of steam here. Like they're asking a lot of this guy. I feel like that's something that people aren't really talking about enough. Like 4 Korkins in 6 weeks is absurd, but doing that as well as 2 pay-per-views, that's
I think
a
it's.
lot.
I don't think. I think it's. I think it's dumb. Like I think this is like. I think
Yeah,
the
no,
way
for sure.
this company's being promoted is dumb. Uh, because we talked about those pay per views. We also had Takado and Baba, which had title matches on them.
Yeah, that too.
You know, like that's
Um,
fucking. It's too much. It's too much. It's just too much. Okay. I don't.
mhm.
I don't know. I just don't think it works. I feel like there are just diminishing returns with watching Stardom right now, and that's why I get so confused about like the mass appeal it's gotten, and it's maintained. You know, what I mean, like it just sometimes I get confused about that. I guess because yeah, it's a lot.
It is. I
They also
mean,
have Taro working in the New Japan office too, so yeah, I mean his
yeah,
plate's so like you know like I get where you're thinking about the billionaire sort of thing, but I don't know. It's an interesting choice to do all this.
I feel like you're already seeing like they have a 2 week break to the next Corkin, and they don't have much. They have the Cinderella already to take up March, so the next Corkin is like they've got Akira versus Hanako and Konami versus Hina already set up, and that's a stronger card
I think
than
Akira
most of
should
the recent
win.
Korokens. Yeah, sure.
Akira's gotten
Um,
her shit kicked in by Hanako plenty. I think her
yeah,
getting a like kind of shock one would be really dope.
it's absurd they ran that in like the smallest venue in Tokyo 2 weeks ago,
Hmm.
and now there's a Korakuen semi main. But yeah, like you give them 2 weeks off to not have to book anything, and they're already back with like a stronger card. So you know, don't burn out your booker this time, Bushiroad. You kind of did that already. We've seen how that can impact everything very badly. But yeah, that was it for Stardom. You know, it was a Korakuen. At this point, they're kind of uneventful. They run them like candy.
I
You
forgot
know,
the Corkin happened until
yeah,
like yesterday because I watched it
that's totally valid.
day after it happened.
But
That's actually kind of the good thing about me procrastinating is that it's like usually I end up watching the Corkin on like Monday or Tuesday, but usually
hmm,
Monday, instead of Thursday or Friday or whatever. What day was this on? This was on the 5 days ago. So yeah, like instead of Thursday or Friday, I watched on Monday, and it's fresh in my mind. I watched this like the day after it happened, and I was like, oh yeah, that was a show for sure.
I just saw Mio Masaki won a match in Fuji involving Saki Kashima and Maika. So sure, yeah, I
Oh yeah,
mean, I
that
guess
yeah
they're gonna do something
she
there.
beat Saki Kashima.
Yeah, so maybe maybe they're gonna
Oh wait,
go
I
for
think
it.
that was a comedy match though. But yeah, she
Even
still beat
still, they would
Saki
just usually
Kashima.
give Maika it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. Also Konami got her win back on Hina, of course.
Fuck you, man.
In the main event
Fuck
tag.
everything. Fuck all of this. This sucks. Like,
Okay,
I don't know. We
this is
have
how
to
they
go
do it.
even and then hate wins. That's what like you can't even like build up momentum against hate and then lose. You have to go even against them and then lose. That's all that happens. Like it's a
Yes,
mandatory thing.
pretty much.
It's not even 50-50. It's somehow worse 60-40.
We have
But
fun
not
here.
even because it's like
Oh, he's
I don't
still
know. It
going.
just sucks. It sucks. It sucks. Whatever.
Dude, Konami beating Hina might break you again.
This is gonna be so annoying.
She's gonna stomp her out and like laugh in her face, and you're gonna cry.
Yeah, and she's gonna paint her in blackface. My queen, you cannot do this. You cannot do this to my girl.
Yeah, she needs that. She needs those locks. Can't
You
let
know,
us in the
you
locks.
know, somebody posted that video Natsu took of UN Climax 2019, and it's so funny seeing like 11-year-old Hina just flipping the bird at fucking like flipping the bird at Natsu. I was like, you're like 4. Like you can't do that. That's not allowed.
Yeah, their career trajectories from one being drafted to the We Hate Everybody QQ, and the other going to like Kouki, Cyberpunk TCS,
Yeah.
and now Rena is the mean one. It's fascinating. Um, that's all for Stardom. Really, not much to say, and they've kind of been doing some interesting stuff like outside of the company. I know Azumi and Siri are doing the Eve kind of run, because well, Osprey kind of seems to have gotten a lot of power in Eve, and he's kind of been like, "Hey, will everybody come work Eve?" Which is how you know he's got power because he booked Azumi, so he
Yeah.
loves Azumi, and I heard Sapphire Reed is booked, and I think that's gonna be great. I've been like a big fan of Sapphire Reed for a while, kind of asking somebody in Japan to bring her over. But Japan going to her is just as good. And then Starlight Kid, May, Sarah, and Micah are all going to CMLL for the women's show next month. So we're getting a lot more CMLL Stardom, which I'm very happy with. I will not be content until we get Kira and Scotty. Please, bring over Kira and Scotty. Maybe Rain Isis. She could just win one of the belts. Give her the world title. She rocks. But keep bringing the CMLL over, and keep sending Stardom over because it's fun. I, did they announce Kid and Sarah's opponents? I think they did, but I don't think it's a great match. Are they
Um,
against Sanali? Or was that Kira and Scotty against Sanali?
aren't they challenging for belts?
That would point to Sanali. Yeah, I think she's like the secondary tag champ, possibly.
I'm looking
It's
now.
hard to keep up with the belts in CML. Also, the women's division disappears for weeks at a time.
Yeah,
So,
Uh, are they facing Las Infernales or Las Chicas?
I think Chica's is triple A.
No, Las Chicas. In Doma. In I'm not doing it. Uh,
Abominable.
Las La Jarochita and Uvia.
Oh right, yeah, like the worst two people for Kid and Mesa to face.
Yeah,
Okay, that's fun.
those are the two
Okay.
tag champions. Women's tag champions. Just so everybody knows. That's why I was looking
Yes.
at those two.
Okay, that's fair. Um, well, that's that for Stardom. Thumbs up. Um, we get on to Marigold now. They had 3 shows for us to go through. The first was Marigold New Year Golden Garden. This is on the 13th of February. This is in Shinjuku Face. This did a pretty dismal 253 fans. Um, this ran against Stardom's show. I think Marvelous as well. But I do think that's quite disappointing. That does less than the Max Heart semifinals at Face, which were already considered a disappointment for Tokyo Joshi Pro. So yeah, I think 250 is not good. No bueno.
Eh, they didn't really put anything on this card.
It didn't, but I still not good. uh,
Yeah, I think if you're not gonna do anything in Shinjuku Face, you want to get over 250. Ideally, you want to get over fucking 280 always, but
yeah,
like I think the floor of like okay, not bad is like 250. So that's where I'm like okay, whatever. Like that's my take on the attendance there.
okay,
Um,
all right.
like it feels like if we were to start like like being like holy shit, like doomsdaying if Stardom ran a nothing Korakuen and got like 980. It's like no, that's still fine. It's just like they've
I
set
just
a
think
benchmark
it's a bad decline because they were at 310 ish for a Mayu defense, and now they're down to 250, and it's like, oh
for nothing is the thing.
yeah, but it's still a trend that's going down that might not be very good. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Um, the actual show then opened with Syoko Kushino beating Nagisa Tachibana in 6.5 minutes. This was a fine opener. Syoko, is very inconsistent, but Tachibana is kind of at the point where she can athleticism her way to a good match. Like she's just gonna do something crazy. You're gonna be like, hell yeah.
That's crazy that's what you took from that match.
Why?
I don't know. I thought it was pretty mediocre.
Well, yeah, but wasn't bad.
I'm, I think I'm back on the anti-Shioko train. I'm not gonna lie.
No, she was okay for some of
I
the other
think
stuff.
I think now that we're beginning, and this is a conversation we're gonna have to talk to in a few minutes. Now we're beginning to get into like the who's the worst singles wrestler on the roster conversations. I I I have a hard time fighting for Shioko against a lot of the other weaker singles wrestlers on the roster. Is where I'm at.
That's
But I
fair.
just I generally think the roster has like mostly good singles wrestlers or mostly good wrestlers in general. I guess.
Mm,
Um, mostly competent, I should say. Now that you know homegirl Ryoko doesn't have a job. I miss her, but you know,
I feel so bad for Yoko. I feel like
I
I've
do
said that
too.
on here before.
I do
She's
too.
trying her
Yeah,
best.
I'm rooting for her. But
A
so yeah,
Bluebird Booker. She's wrestling Leon. So that's kind of cool.
is that that's happening? That's
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah,
Fuck
she's
yeah.
wrestling Leon. Yeah.
Okay,
So
go off,
hopefully
queen.
Leon takes a liking to her. That'd be
I think
nice.
if she could have a good match against Leon, I think maybe people would start looking at her more, and she might
Yeah,
get booked
I
more.
hope so. She's
Um,
she's trying.
but yeah, so I didn't particularly like this match. I thought it was pretty weak.
Okay. Um, our next match was okay. So now Shikawa and Megaton filmed a vignette beforehand where they collided and switched bodies. So we had now Shikawa as Megaton eating Megaton as now Shikawa.
Well, see, okay, so what actually was like an important element to this is that it all makes sense because the finish happened after they swapped back into each other's
Yes.
bodies.
Yes.
So now Shikawa, who was dressed up as Megaton, but was Megaton initially in kayfabe, she was Megaton. Megaton was in her body. Uh, they swapped back just in time for now to be now and beat Megaton,
Yeah,
was
and
Megaton
was quite mad.
physically.
She was quite mad about the whole thing.
I
Uh,
will say Megaton did a great job of depicting Nao's like anger about having to wrestle ever.
yes,
Like her just general like, disgust with the sport of pro wrestling. Great job at like, kind of portraying that, I think. And now said Gao a lot, as one does.
she tried. It was a
Yeah.
different tone. It was very fun. They made it creative. I will give them that. But yeah, it was it was a comedy match. So what can you say? Um, we then got on to Chiaki beating Hummingbird in 10 minutes. My goodness. Um, it was kind of just boring. Like there was a few sloppy bits that I think people can hold against it. Um, just kind of in general, I think Chiaki looked. Chiaki is like trying to just be what she's not, and it's not working. This was one of the first matches where she tried to get her power bomb over, and I think that's kind of a good lead into the Iono match. But these two just didn't really work together all that well.
I thought it was pretty slow. And there
Yeah.
were there were a couple blown spots which definitely negatively impacted it. Um, yeah, I thought it was pretty weak. I it's hard because I think Chiaki is in the like I need to get better uh phase, but like I don't really know how she gets better wrestling Hummingbird unless she is a completely different wrestler, like you said. Like she's like to make this work, she was trying to pretend she was somebody else, and it felt kind of just inauthentic and slow. Um,
Yeah.
like she was wrestling like she was like a foot taller. Um, you know what I mean? Like she's wrestling
Yeah.
like she's meant to be like this big imposing like uh you know like Big Show matches aren't boring because he's fucking huge and him still might kill you. And that's like the point that you're trying to get across in the match. She's not Big Show. You know what I mean? Like she's not, but she was moving like Big Show. And when you're not the Big Show and you're moving like the Big Show, you're fucking slow. Like that's like that's the problem. Um so it was kind of just like that, I guess, was my biggest problem with it. Other match was like fine. Um, you called attention to this one being bad to me, and I watched the show. I was like, Shoko and Tachibana was worse. I don't know what. Like
Yeah.
I
I
was
feel
just
like this was
confused.
way more sloppy.
I thought this was sloppier, but I thought there was more substance to it in the high parts of it. Like I thought Hummingbird at points was just kicking fucking Chiaki's head off. I thought that was awesome. Um, I did like Chiaki getting the finish over with the power bomb, and like I thought there were highlights of this where I didn't really see highlights of Chioko and Tachibana. Even though the low lights of this one were worse than Chioko and Tachibana, I guess. So yeah, I didn't like this match particularly, but it was fine. It was whatever. I was I don't know. We'll have to talk about Chiaki in a couple shows anyway, just about like the gimmick that we're going for right now.
Yes.
I
Um.
feel I feel like you know what I said about Unimon not turning chicken shit into chicken salad?
Yeah.
Um and turning it into slop instead, and like by slop I mean like Big Brother slop where it's like it's edible. It doesn't taste great, but it's like, it's just meant to it's just kind of gross. It's just like you know, turn it into like, fucking what's bad food? What's a bad food place that you've been to recently? Bad food that you've eaten.
I don't know.
Okay,
We
you
we
didn't
only
help me.
have
Okay.
three. We only have
You don't
three
help me at all.
takeaways here. None
Yeah.
of them are
Well,
bad. There's only three.
I don't know. Like just some whatever, bad out, but doesn't matter. Chiaki is being given chicken shit and turning it into like fermented chicken shit. You get what I mean? Um, and she's expected to turn it into chicken salad. It's like Rossi's like, I expect this to be chicken salad by the time we're done with it, and she's like, fucking how? I'm fighting hummingbird. Like, and that's kind of the vibe. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
It's rough. That was probably a poor. I'll come up with a better one later. Let's move
All
on.
right. Okay. Our next match was Mai Sakurai and Natsumi Suzuki beating Seri Yamaoka and Yuki Yamazaki in 12 minutes. This was a
Cool.
return to form. Quite a
Yep.
good match. Natsumi Suzuki kind of in the
I really
form of
like
her
this.
life since coming back.
Yeah,
The injury that lasted.
she should like beat Miku. I don't care. I
Okay, no,
like that's where
no,
I'm at. I know
no.
she's winning the trios. I know. I know. It wouldn't
Um,
happen, but.
Yeah, I mean, between her and Seri, you just have two of like the MVPs of Marigold currently. So,
Mm.
you know,
Yeah, no, I agree. This match ruled. Like, it was awesome. Yuka in this match kind of began establishing her "I hate old women" gimmick.
yes,
Um, where she's yeah, like she walked across the ring and just called them both old ladies, and they both followed her back across the ring. And she's like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? Why are you mad?" And then they jump them. Like I thought that was awesome. My Sakurai is one of the best right now, and everybody in this match is kind of one of the best right now, um, at what they do. So I've been really I really enjoyed this match. Thought it was awesome. Really fun. 12 minutes. Yeah,
mhm.
one of the better shows of the weekend.
All right. Um, Chikagodo and Utami Hayashishita beat Koki Amare and Miku Aono in 12.5 minutes. Chiaki for oh my god, I forgot the word.
Interfered.
Interfered.
You said
um,
what's the word? I was like, "You're so
I was about
close."
to say intercepted.
By the
um,
defense.
but yeah, so Chiaki hit Miku Aono with a power bomb from the corner. Utami had been laid out because she was about to lose, and so she hit the German on Miku Aono, and afterwards was like, "What do you mean I cheated? Who? Jackie? Who?" Before that, I thought it was a good match. I think
I
Koki
did
didn't
think
get to do a lot.
okay, go on.
This was one of the Koki doesn't do much matches. But Miku and Utami, they kind of have the house show tag thing down to a T. They just kind of
Yeah.
lariat each other. Then one of them does a suplex. Then Miku kicks Utami, and it's good. You know?
Yeah, yeah, I kinda loved the Chiaki thing here, um, because it was really funny. Because Utami's like, "Holy fuck, I beat the world champion. I might be coming back," and then Miku's like, "Don't get fucking excited, Chiaki helped you." She's like, "Oh, what?"
Her facial expressions were fun.
Yeah, no, I love that. I thought the entire, like, idea of Utami being like, "Damn, that was easy. I just beat I just beat Miku. That's dope." And then she starts getting up, and Miku's like, "Don't fucking think about it. That wasn't you. It was Chiaki." And Utami's just like, "Hmm, hmm." Yeah, Utami's great.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I thought everybody in this match was solid. Yeah, Cookie didn't do much, but she did enough. I didn't think she, um, that was her weakest performance of the weekend. But I still thought it was like a fine performance. Like I couldn't really tell you much of what she did here.
Okay. Our main event then was in the Marigold 3D Trios title tournament. This was the first semi-final. Darkness Revolution team of Misa Matsui, Nagisa Nozaki, and Rei Seto beats Komo Manami, Mayu Utani, and Victoria Yuzuki in 12 minutes. Rhea got the win over Minami to get the win for her team. As we had predicted last week, we kind of realized the final was probably Shozuki versus Darkness Revolution. Um, and this was a good match. I feel like they have a better one in them.
Surely.
Um, but I think Rhea and Komomo did well in the stretch. There was a little bit of Misa and Yuzuki when they were like working over Yuzuki's ankle. That was kind of neat. But yeah, definitely, I think everybody involved could kind of have a much better match.
Yeah, I thought that the closer with Rhea and Komomo was a lot of fun, but otherwise, yeah, it was a good but not notable match. I would say, like, it definitely could have been better because they all are good wrestlers who work well against each other. So this felt like they just were like kind of like able to shit this one out almost, where it's like, yeah, obviously it was a high class main event match, but it didn't go any further than that. I would say.
Yeah, for sure. Um, and that was that show at Face. Very unremarkable show, really. But I kind of said last year when they announced the schedule, I was like, the Face shows will definitely suffer, and they kind of have. They're basically an afterthought at this point. But at least you had the 3D tournaments that kind of paper over the cracks. Um, our next show was on the 14th of February in Korea, the Aoi Hall. They did 365 fans for this one. We opened with Natsumi Suzuki beating Rei Sato and Syoko Kashino in 9 minutes. This had its good
I
parts.
actually quite like this.
There was one part where Syoko was visibly lost during
Yes,
the forearm exchange.
again. I
and they kind of had to get her back on track. But the rest of it, I thought, was enjoyable.
Rhea Seto getting both of them in fucking leg locks, I thought was awesome, and just being like, "I'm not letting go." Like, y'all are both gonna have to crawl together, to get out of this one. Like, I really like that. Like you said, Shizuki's been in form lately, so I enjoyed her work against both of them here. Um, I was like, uh, I generally expect three ways to be like, unless they have like three really really good wrestlers. Um, Ours was still good, and Shioko's there. Rhea isn't super consistent in three ways, and Shizuki is coming back. So it's not like I was like expecting anything very good, but I thought it was still good. So I was quite happy with what we got.
Okay. Um, let's see. Nagisa Nozaki beat Yuki Yamazaki in 11 minutes in our next match. This was very different from Marigold. It was very purposeful. Like they took it a lot slower. Kind of really let it sink in that Yuka was trying to like fight back against Nozaki. Like, they did that one submission spot where they're like a very slow, like Yuka is like trying to fight out of the submission, and I was like, whoa, actually doing a struggle for a submission. That's
Mhm.
crazy. And then it got kind of going when Yuka finally got back into it, and they headed to a nice closer. So it was like an interesting match, I think, for Marigold, and kind of another Nozaki is like, hey, I don't like you, and Yuka's like, I don't like you back either. So
Yeah, I thought this match was awesome. It was a ton of fun. I just like these two together. I think they click so well, and yeah, it just kind of like you can kind of tell that Nozaki does like Yuka. Like she sees quite a bit in Yuka. She let her kick out of the Noir Lancer, which was kind of
mhm.
dope. I really like that. Um, and Yuka's just kind of a beast. I just really like what Yuka's been putting together lately. She has a TikTok now. Sari is making her do TikTok dances. It's fun. It's a fun time. Um, yeah, no, it was a good time. I really like this match. Another one of those matches I felt was one of the better of the weekend.
Okay. Chiaki and Misamatsui beat Megaton and Miku Aono in 12 minutes. This was good just
Yeah.
because the Aono Megaton pairing is fantastic. Every time they go for the super Megaton press, I'm like, hell yeah, this is the one.
Mhm.
And it's never the one. And then Megaton screams on the way down, and it's hilarious. Um, yeah, this was a good match. This is probably the best Chiaki and Aono have looked in the feud so far. They got to actually have a good match that made people go, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've liked their exchanges, but they've felt very minimal, I guess. Like in ring, like they haven't felt like they've been really given much away. They've just been like solid outings, and then they tag out. But this is the first one where, yeah, it felt like you kind of got to like sink in. You got to see them sink their teeth into it, and yeah, I thought they did well. Like I think that's kind of my problem is that it's like in these instances, Chiaki doesn't look bad, but she does every other time. It feels like. I was
Yes.
like, can't you just give her more of these instances? Like that's where I'm at with her. But again, we'll we'll get to Chiaki.
Okay. Mai Sakurai, Seri Yamaoka, and Shino beat Nagisa Tachibana, Naoshikawa, Udutami Hayashishita in just under 14 minutes. I think it was my pin now, ultimately to get the win. Oh no, she submit her. Yeah,
Do you know what
she had the
what my
STF.
Sakurai, Shino, and Seri's tag name is?
No,
They are the Supers.
I like it. Okay.
Sometimes with a Z, sometimes not with a Z. Depends on
Okay.
whose Twitter you're looking at.
They should keep
Um,
the Z. I like
I
the
like the
Z.
Z. Yeah, I think I think Supers uppercase Z was how Mai did it. I don't remember. But also, I don't even know if she ever wrote it in English,
I don't know.
like in not English, but in Romaji, whatever. Um, yeah. So the supers, thought this match was cool. It's. I feel like a broken record sometimes here, but Utami good, my Sakurai good, Shino good, Sari good, Tachi good, now good, good wrestlers in that order more or less. Well, no, Sari's. It's hard actually for me to rank Utami's Mai and Seri. Cause like
I don't. I mean, what are we ranking them on
who's the better wrestler right now?
right now?
I think it's Seri.
Yeah, Sari. Yeah,
It's crazy. But yeah, because Mai and Utami are both great. Like, and I felt like they've been in form. I mean, obviously they lost, the championship matches and lost their belts and whatnot. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Yeah. So I thought this match was fun. Nothing to like write home about necessarily, but it was a fun one. I liked Shino and Tachibana. Um, Honestly, outside of the Shioko match, that Tachibana had a good weekend as well.
yeah. No, Tachibana I thought was excellent with both Sari and Shino. Like
Yeah,
I didn't even care about any of the rest of this match. That opening stuff she did with both of them was just phenomenal.
I agree. I agree.
It really set the tone, and it was an enjoyable match. I think Shino's looked better after her little break. I know she had kind of a rough January, but she seems to be back in the swing.
Mm.
Um, so that was a good time. Um, we then got on to our main event. It was Kobo Manami, Mai Utani, and Victoria Yuzuki taking on Chikagoto, Hummingbird, and Koki Amare. I would be lying if I didn't see these teams come out and I just went, "This is the biggest power disparity we've maybe ever seen," and I don't know
I
how
thought
this
it
is
was
going to
dope
go.
though.
It was definitely
I thought it
better
was
than I
awesome.
thought. Yeah, like I wasn't expecting Chikagoto to stand up like this and make herself the centerpiece of her team, but I thought she did really well in this match. Obviously the icon trio are the icon trio. But I feel like everybody really did their place well. They are sorry, not their place. They did what they needed to do quite well.
Mm.
And Chikagoto, chief among them, just kind of got in there with Yuzuki and really set up that UN title match. Like they really built that up quite well.
Yeah, I thought this match was dope. I thought that Kouki was really good in it. I thought Chikugoto was great in it. I thought Hummingbird was very good in it. And then obviously, I mean, like you said, fucking Icon Academy is just a different animal. But like, so obviously they're all good. But really, I was like kind of blown away by Kouki and Hummingbird in this match. Felt like they both did like great, like legitimately. Um, this is the first time I was like, okay, Kouki, we're here, we're here. Like I felt not embarrassed to be rooting for Koki, just as a wrestler.
Yeah.
She made me like, I was like, hey, you're making the match better. You're not making it worse, which is important when you've been hurt majorly twice and have never been very great to begin with. You kind of want at least that, and I felt like we got that, so I was very happy. It was fun, good match. Hell yeah,
Hell yeah.
it's dope. Hummingbird
Chico
also I know, obviously I'm the Hummingbird guy, but, like, I thought she did great, like, I thought she was getting her shit rocked, but she was, like, fighting, and I was here for it.
yeah, she got
Um,
the closing, didn't she, with Minami?
yeah, yeah, I thought that was awesome. Yeah, I was just very happy with it.
Okay. Yeah, I thought the Chikagoto and Yuzuki stuff was particularly impressive. I feel like Yuzuki really only lets this side of herself out every now and again, but she clearly is very excited by the prospects of wrestling Chikagoto. Like she was doing the good stuff.
I agree. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for that title match, I can't lie.
Yeah. Um, our next show then, this went up today. This was in the Osaka 176 box on the 15th of February. They did an attendance of 468 fans, another good number in Osaka. We opened with Naoshikawa beating Komo Manami in 6 minutes. I think the
I
big
know.
disparity the big disparity for me between Stardom and Marigold is I think Stardom always tries and have like a high energy opener. And sometimes Marigold just doesn't.
Eases into it.
Yeah,
Eases into it as
like
slowly as
this
possible sometimes, yeah.
this was just a bit too slow for the opener. Um and I don't think they did their best work either. Like I know they're
No.
both better than this, so this is
Yeah.
kind of fine, but it's definitely not the kind of match that you would have open a show.
Yeah, I thought for clarity, I thought that, like, top to bottom, I thought the Aichi show or the Korea one, um, thought that was the best top to bottom show of the 3 of the weekend. Um, Mainly because these first 2 matches on the Osaka show really underwhelmed, um,
Hmm.
and did make it a bit hard to get into. After that, they were off to the races. I thought that the last 4 were a ton of fun,
Yeah.
but yeah, these first 2 just did not click for me, and the wrestlers I like. I like all 4 of them. Um, Komomo, Now, Misa, and Hummingbird. Like, I like all those wrestlers, but it just didn't it felt like they were just kind of, like, going through the motions, and I didn't love that. Especially from Komomo and Now, they kind of, like, need to not because they're the ones that have so much to prove right now. I don't think Misa and Hummingbird have as much to prove right now because let's face it, Hummingbird is never gonna do anything, and Misa's not doing anything as a singles wrestler right now, so there's no real point. Um, but she like Misa's set for the future, if that makes sense. Um, like eventually she'll have to lock back in, and when she does, she will. Uh, Hummingbird eventually might, but probably won't. With Komomo now, it's like you guys need to prove yourself a bit more on an everyday basis, and I don't think they did that here. I know it's a nothing match, like it doesn't really matter, but you want more from them, I guess.
Okay. I kind of agree on the next match as well. Matsui beat Hummingbird in 9 minutes. The Matsui heel act is just when she's fully in it, it's just boring. Like
She
she's
does
a
Saya Kamatani intro openers at
yeah,
best,
yeah.
like, but
Like she's a
it's
talented
against
wrestler.
Hummingbird. I mean, it's against Hummingbird in a nothing match that's fucking 8 minutes. Like that's the problem, right? Like
Yeah.
yeah, she's very talented, but yeah, I get it.
Okay. We then had Nagisa Nozaki beat Megaton in 4 minutes.
It was
This
dope.
is very
I love.
enjoyable. I Megaton just screaming the entire time to sell how hard she was trying to beat up Nozaki. And just getting pissed off and brandishing out a knife, or no, sorry, a fork. She took out the fork, and Tommy was like, "Dude, you cannot hit people with a fork." So Nozaki just punches Megaton in the face and wins. It was great.
Yeah, no, I thought this was fucking fire. I had so much fun. I loved the fork. I wish she went to stab her with the fork. Tommy took it away and she took out another fork and it actually got her. Like I think that's the next progression of Megaton.
Hell yeah.
That is how we win. Come on, Todoroki. That is how we win.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I thought this was awesome. I love that the punch was the finish because even Tommy was like, "Oh my fucking god, she's not getting up." Like she held a little bit longer. She's like, "Holy fuck, Megaton, you suck."
Yeah. I
Like
like
she was giving her
Nozaki.
all of the fucking time in the world.
I like Nozaki being like, "No, that was a forearm. I swear, I tapped with my
She
forearm."
always does that. I love
Yeah,
Nozaki. Who am I kidding? I think she's dope.
it's great.
Um,
She had two of the most intelligent matches on these three
yeah,
shows. Like it was, she really just
isn't
was
that funny?
rocking.
Like the singles matches on these shows, mostly, I think like statistically, mostly were not good. Um, the 2 that were, like, notably very good featured Nagisa Nozaki. What a
Not
fucking
even
talent.
like, not even her being fast paced. She was just being
No, it was
smart.
just her working, yeah, just
Yeah.
her being a smart, like, engaged wrestler. Uh, yeah, no, I thought that it was a super fun match. I enjoyed it. I do recommend if you like comedy, matches and have 4 minutes to spare, I think this is, like, one of those matches that's just, like, fun. It's just, like, just Megaton keeps trying, and it just keeps failing. I think it works a lot of the time, and this is one of those times.
Okay. Our next match is Mai Utani and Victoria Yuzuki beating Chiaki and Rhea Seto in 11.5 minutes. This is almost better than the 3D match, I want to say. Like, this was very, very good.
This is what you were
Yuzuki,
looking for, because you were
yeah,
bitching about that 3D match,
okay, okay. I
and
was not
every single
bitching.
you were bitching, and
I made
every
a
single
comment,
you were
and
bitching, and
everybody
everything
just
you
took
were
it,
bitching, let me
and
finish, and every single thing about that match that you were like, "Eh, this is kinda I don't know, guys, this kinda sucks." Like, this match was completely like, "You know what? Fuck you, Alex, here you go." And that was kinda funny to me, because I watched this and I
okay,
was like, "Damn."
okay. I made a observation about the 3D match, and everybody decided to
Observation.
make a mountain out of it because of reasons, I guess. Um, but even this was not what I was talking about. 'Cause they didn't do the GP stuff. They it was well wrestled, like they are two very
Okay.
talented wrestlers,
You are
but
asking
there
2
was not
talented
the
wrestlers to have their best match against each other again. Shut up. Like,
no, I
who
just
dude, when I
like
see when I
you
see
also
Utabi and
like a
Mayu in a
wrestler.
tag match, I
You
expect them to
also enjoy when wrestlers are like, "I hate you. I'm gonna beat the
yes.
fuck out of you." Why do
Yes.
you not want it here? Why do you not want
I
Yuzuki to
felt
do that?
like we got
It's her
it.
best form.
We got it in the box. Like, that was as much as we're gonna get in the box in a tag match that's 3 from the top.
I guess. It was still
2
very
from the
good
top.
though. They're both very talented at what they do. So
Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is too much inside baseball. For context, Alex, because you didn't bring it up when we actually talked about the match. Alex feels as though Victoria Yuzuki and Chiaki, or not Chiaki, Victoria Yuzuki and Rei Seto, don't portray their rivalry well enough anymore. Which fair. Like I do remember kind of feeling that way with their title match. I thought that was weaker than
mhm.
their previous matches, even before Rhea turned. Like I still felt like there was like a vitriol there, like a venom between the two of them. That yeah, I think in that title match, the white belt match, and in the 3D match wasn't quite there. 3D match at least had an excuse. Um, the 3D match at least had an excuse of Komomo being there
Yeah.
because Komomo and Rhea have a longer standing feud. Like I don't know, cry me a river, dude. Like, but point being, I felt like this match had them being very aggressive. Um, that's crazy. That is crazy. We have a special guest who wants to join because he knows exactly what we are talking about at this
I'm so
exact second.
confused. What is happening?
Uh, so basically, somehow, some way, Scott E Wrestling pinpointed that at exactly an hour and 8 minutes into recording, we would be talking about the Rhea Seto Victoria Zuki thing, and he wants to join us for a brief dunking. I don't know how that will work for the editing software,
I'm
but
sorry. This has not been run by me at all.
yeah,
What
but
are you doing?
we'll see. Maybe he'll get here. Maybe we have to cut all this out. We'll see.
I hope
He
so.
just texted me.
This is absurd. You guys are sneak attacking me on my
This
own
was
show.
not planned. This was not planned. Uh, I
This is an ambush. I'm
a
being
little bit,
ambushed. Why does he want to dunk? Scott is my friend.
of course. Friends dunk on friends. Let's see
No,
if he even
I don't.
knows how to. He's not. It doesn't even appear that he's online. That's the crazy thing.
No, he's not. He's letting it down. He's actually sneak
Wow.
attacking you, not
He's
me.
texting me right now. Like I don't.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep talking. Um. So basically, you were kind of like, oh, I don't know about, and I felt like this match had enough of that where it's like Rhea was fucking trying to break her leg. Mizuki was drop kicking her through her boots. Like I felt like this tag match, this 2-on-2, was able to kind of like get to the bottom of that a bit better than the 3D match was. And I did think that you were just kind of like being a bit silly, honestly, about it. That's my hot take. Like I felt I was like, we can't just keep doing Yuzuki and Rhea hate each other for every match they interact in. Like we could just have them like we could just have them come in. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Oh, you meant after the show.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I'm trying to get him to come in during the show, but he doesn't want you to get
God.
mad at him.
Yeah. Well, I probably wouldn't.
You're probably gonna get more mad because you gotta edit some of this now.
Yeah, he should join sooner.
But yeah. I told me he has permission. But go on. Give your what's it called? Your defense.
I mean, it was just one. I just was like, okay, they dropped it for the UN title match, and then they dropped it for the 3D match, and I was like, The best stuff Yuzuki has ever done was when she wants to kill people because she is a Julia disciple, as much as she wants to pretend she's a Mayu one. And for some reason, people were just like, "No, you can't say that. You can't think that." And I was like, "Okay." And this tag match, it was well worked. But it was kind of standard Yuzuki being great at wrestling and Rhea being great at wrestling. I wouldn't consider it to have been similar to what they were doing in the Grand Prix match.
I
But
still
if you
don't.
wanna say that it was, that's fine. I was just commenting on the 3D title match, that was all,
Okay. Okay.
you
I don't know.
know? At the end
I,
of the
s- I
world,
Okay. I'm not saying it was the end of the world. Like I said, I just thought it was a bit silly. People were getting mad at you. I saw it. I didn't say nothing, but I
it's
saw it. But
look,
people were
honestly,
beating your ass. People were beating
they
your
were
ass, and
being asked.
the disc.
In
They
fact,
were.
the angle in fact, being told the angle is dropped because Yuzuki said so stinks.
It
That is
is
some of the worst shit
hilarious. I'm
ever.
not gonna lie.
If
That is
Saya
really funny.
Kamitani did that with Micah, you would literally call for Taro to die.
She
Like
should.
I'm
She
saying.
should. Saya, you know what, Saya? Let's see how far your fucking political power goes. Just say you don't want to wrestle Micah anymore and never wrestle Micah again. Let's see
Oh
this.
my.
Let's see this happen. But no, I do think that was silly. I get the point of like, oh, why is Yuzuki not as intense as Rhea is, or why is
Well,
Yuzuki not as
see, it
intense
was
against
also
Rhea?
Rhea's though, because like a lot of the defenses were well, Yuzuki doesn't see Rhea on that level, and I was like, well, that's more reason for Rhea to want to beat her ass.
Yeah,
Like they were both acting like strangers in that title match, and I was like, as for continuity's sake, this is a bit strange. Um, that was all. It's not the end of the world.
and that's the thing. I am a big continuity nerd, so I get it. I understand, like I do.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I thought that was like like I remember for so long, Hazuki and Momo, like they were obviously a big feud ish,
Yeah.
whatever. And then at some point in like the middle of 2019, they just like stopped. Like they would just
Hmm.
be in matches together, and they just wouldn't like really like interact at all. I was like, you guys were like they it's like if like Shino and Sari, I mean, like these are like two wrestlers who are like tightly connected to each other for a long time as young wrestlers, and you're just like it just didn't exist. They still don't. Like we still, I can't tell you the last time that like Hazuki or Momo have like been a note like had a notable interaction, or any interaction really, which is crazy. Maybe Hazuki had a falling out with her too. Hmm,
Who
who
knows?
knows? But yeah, so I get it. Like I'm a continuity nerd too, but I thought it was a bit silly to do that on a random three trios match. It's like, why aren't they fighting? It's like, well, because Komama wants her licks, so let Komama get her licks.
All right. What was next? Oh yeah. Uh, Kouki Amare, Miku Aono, and Shino beat Chikagoto, Nagisa Tachibana, and Utami Hayashishita in 14 minutes. This was another very good tag match.
Yes.
Again, Shino was rocking with Tachibana. Aono was rocking with Utami. Chikagoto has managed to make her butt to the face one of the most effective counter moves because she'll just counter something and then slap her butt into your face. And I'm like, hell yeah,
Beast.
that is what we need. And Koki was actually doing stuff, and I thought she looked quite impressive in this match.
Yeah, no, I thought Koki was dope here. Um, yeah, against fucking Tachi, right? Like I thought that was awesome. Like, cause it's one thing to be great against Icon Academy, like you said, or I guess you said to me in private. It's like it's one thing, when someone like Koki can have a fun match against three of the highest, like ability wrestlers. In your company, and three of the most like malleable, right? Like they work with most people. It's hard to get a bad match out of Icon Academy, sort of thing. But this, like here, it's like her and Tachibana ruled, and like that's not like a surefire thing. Like you're not definitely going to get great matches out of Tachibana. Um and obviously that's a credit to Tachibana as well. Her and Koki had a great, and like we're great together, and that is, a credit to both of them. But man, I was so happy to see Koki like actually work good. Um i'm i'm ready to return to my Koki defense squad position. I've been a bit quiet. I never really left, but I've been quiet because I didn't want to, I didn't want to lie and say that she was doing well. But like this weekend has really been a good one for her. She's been contributing well to all these matches that she's in, and they've been fun. They've been really good matches, fun matches. Yeah, I was really happy with what we got here.
Okay, I agree.
Um,
After
yeah,
the match, Chiaki attacked Miku Aono and stole the world title and made off with it and was like, "Hell yeah, I am world champion." And then Aono chased her backstage. So
and stole the belt back.
yes, they
That was my problem.
tried over this 3 match stretch to make Chiaki the like proper delinquent that Aono has been calling her for 6 weeks. But I just feel like it was a little bit too late. I feel like she should have been, messing with Aono's matches weeks ago. She should have been trying to steal the belt weeks ago. Like I don't see why you left it so late in the day to try and make Chiaki the delinquent.
Ye
Um,
that just why didn't she steal the belt, like, 2 weeks ago, bro?
yeah, I don't
And
know.
why didn't she, like, actually steal the belt? Like, I feel like they realized way too late that, like, "Oh, this would be a great way to make Chiaki, like, not even look threatening." Like, she's not gonna beat Miku, nobody thinks she's gonna beat Miku, that's not even, like, a plausibility, but to make her look actively frustrating, like, to make her,
Mhm.
like, look like a thorn in the side, right? Right now, she just looks like an ant, like a gnat, right? Like a fly that Miku keeps swatting away, and it's just like, oh my god, get the fuck! Like, it's not even like, oh, this kind of hurts. It's kind of like, like this kind of hurts my arm a little bit. It's like, that, that's ugh. It's like literally a fly that Miku just keeps swatting away once a week, twice a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is very frustrating because this is the thing. I get that this was probably more of a test for Chiaki. More of like a let's see if we could like throw you in the deep end if you'll swim. Um, and I don't think she has swam. Obviously, she hasn't been swimming with the sharks, to say the least, over the past month. But I also don't think that they really gave her much chance. Like she's just like she has good exchanges with Miku in tag matches that lead to nothing. Um, she has poor matches against wrestlers she doesn't click with. She has fine matches against wrestlers she does. Like that's been Chiaki, and story wise, like nothing is happening until this show when something happened for 13 or fucking 30 seconds and then got reversed. Like that was it. Like that, it's incredibly frustrating because I don't know. You can prop somebody up like this. You can give Chiaki the bells and the whistles to like be an interesting thorn in Miku's side, and you just haven't. You know what I mean? Like that's
Mhm.
very frustrating. Because I'm not even like defending Chiaki and like, oh, she deserves. It's not that she's not been performing very well. Like I'm not going to pretend like she has been, but she's been performing well enough to where I think she would be able to at least make passable wrestling with the tools necessary. If they would give her more tools, this would at least be an interesting, compelling story, even if she's still not wrestling at the level that we want her to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There
No,
would
I
be
don't think they did
something.
well. I don't think they did quite well with this at all. Um, and that's just their prerogative, I guess. But I don't know. I feel like when you needed something for your Korakuen, this was probably the worst way to go about it. Um, but that's Rossi. I feel like he's just not had the juice. I've said that a lot. He just doesn't have it. The creativity
Yeah.
isn't there. Like Natsu Samira gave him the entire playbook for this exact feud, and he didn't
Yeah.
take any of it. You know what I mean?
But that's what I mean. Like Natsu's a perfect example of somebody who it's like, yeah, like it's not like she was, delivering crazy good matches or, even like very good matches when she was challenging Momo, but she stole the gimmicks.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I mean, Miku doesn't really like have like a ring coat or anything. But if Miku had a ring coat, steal her fucking coat. Just steal shit. Like that's such an easy.
Miku's song has like the most singable thing ever. Get Chiaki to do what
do a little
Natsu did the
dance, do it.
Saki.
Like, I don't know,
Yeah, the
like,
same.
just have her antagonize her more.
Mhm.
I feel like we finally have her like, oh, she's, like, interfering in her matches. Oh, she tried stealing the belt, but nothing sticks. None of this feels like, okay, like, this is like it feels like a what's the opposite of serialized television show? It feels like one of those things where it's like it feels like The Simpsons, right?
Yeah.
Where every
Yeah.
every episode resets.
Mhm.
And by the end of the show everything returns to normal. Like that's how it feels with Chiaki. Like there is no forward progress because it just all resets by the next show. She tries again. It might go a little bit better this time, but it all resets to fuck off.
Yes.
That's all it takes from Miku is fuck off.
And I will say I will criticize Miku partially. Obviously, we don't know what she's saying because nobody translates the full promos. What was posted by Marigold, like the small quotes they would post, was kind of her just saying the same stuff for
I
weeks.
mean, she has not changed her demeanor or intensity or body
No,
language about this the entire time,
no,
which is just kind of a problem. You know what I mean? Like, even if she
yeah,
is getting a bit meaner in what she's saying, which I don't think she is, but even if she is, it doesn't present as like, okay, you're starting to really tick me off. She
mhm,
has never at any point presented as like, this is a problem that is starting to bug me. It's like
yeah,
she lost to Tommy was like, that doesn't count. She was like, Chiaki, stop fucking with me. And that was it. And I was like, shouldn't you be pissed? You just got pinned for the first time since fucking my Sakurai challenged you for the belt. Like, the first time you got pinned in fucking months now. Like, you should be upset. Why aren't you
mhm,
upset? Like it just yeah, I don't know. I think she's just too um she's trying to be too icy. I don't think that's what we need. Like I thought it worked for the Chikagoto gimmick. I think it works here, but it needs to be coupled with better just better writing, better
yeah,
story, better context.
yeah. I
Uh
think if they hadn't let it sit for 6 weeks, I feel like they have. If they'd started it this month instead of midway through January, I think it would have been better.
yeah,
'Cause they
I'm
just left
sure.
it hanging for, like, ages with nothing really happening,
I
and
mean
Miku just
literally
being
if
like, "You suck. You're disgusting. You're a disgrace."
and
That's really
I
it.
think the thing about Miku too is that it's like she should be easy to work off of here because she is such a like as a character she's such a uh what's the word lawful good wrestler, right?
Mm,
So it's like if Chiaki steals her belt she's going to feel like, oh man, I want to just go jumper, but I don't be jumping people. You know what I mean? Like she had like there will be that kind of feeling. So Chiaki could just steal the belt and like just have fucking ran off with it. And it's not like, oh, why isn't Miku Aono hunting her down for sport every single minute since then? It's like, well, because she has a match to prepare for, and she's a professional. Like Chiaki don't give a fuck. Chiaki comes out in the middle of random Miku matches because she don't give a fuck. Like that's the difference of the characters. That's why it would work so well for Chiaki to like really get to Miku. I mean, it's not to be a fucking nerd, but it's fucking Batman and Joker, dude. That is the simplest way of doing a fucking like jokey heel and a
mhm.
lawful babyface. That is just what you got to do, and they just aren't doing that. They're
No. They
doing
just
maybe Adam West Batman against Adam West Joker against a fucking Caesar
don't.
Joker. Like that's at best. And at least then fucking the Joker had fucking like would get them in peril at some point. I just don't feel I don't know. I'm getting a bit rambly, but it's frustrating because it's such a simple and fun story. Like that's one of the parts that annoys me the most. I would enjoy this a lot if they just like did it the way that would make sense.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I love this type of story. I love Natsu and Momo. I thought that was such a fun, like, few weeks of wrestling. Like, that was so much fun. The match that ended up happening was, like, fine. And then, Momo kept going with her reign. And that was all you needed was just, oh, yeah, a fine title match that had funny stakes. And Natsu was fucking torturing her by just stealing things from her and, you know, convincing her to put Azumi online, right? Like, just kind of just getting in her head, just being really silly, but making it all like an interesting few weeks of wrestling. Just do that. I don't know why they didn't do that. I feel like they've just shot themselves in the foot. They keep like stopping themselves, putting hurdles in their own way from making a compelling feud for the world title or not. Like it doesn't have to be for the world title even. Uh, they aren't currently doing it for the world title. It's a special singles match. It's not even a no DQ match. That's what I mean. Like give them bells and whistles. Whatever. We can move on. Sorry.
Yeah. We had the Marigold 3D Trios title tournament semifinal. Arina Yamanaka, Mai Sakurai, and Natsumi Suzuki beat Seri Yamaoka, Shiyoko Kushino, and Yuki Yamazaki in 16 minutes. I thought this was a good match. I wasn't blown away by it or anything. It was just good.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a lot of fun. Fucking Sari pulling out the
The
tope.
tope, dude, yeah.
Insane. Hers looks great too. She does it the way I like it. She does it the Kevin Owens style,
The
where she
ropes.
like holds onto the ropes for a little longer so that she doesn't die.
Hmm.
Um, I appreciate that. I think it's good timing. It's better than Yuzuki doing it and killing herself. The no hands. Like you could use your hands. I don't know if anybody told you this. But yeah, I thought this match was dope. I agree with you. I think Shioko singing her intro and then Sari's song starting is
Loved her.
badass
The
as
aura.
hell. And a great performance from Yuka. Yuka was just like I mean, not to be that guy, but Yuka was like a mad dog in there. She was like really going at it.
Hmm.
She was a pit bull. Just really just like beating the fuck out of Shozuki. And Shozuki was like, you know what, fuck you, I'll beat the fuck out of you too. I thought that was fun. I like this match. Arena was great as well. Excuse me. That's something we have to
Oh,
talk about.
yeah. Arena left Best Body Japan.
She's
So
currently a freelancer.
that really frees her up to kind of work more Marigold shows, maybe even
Yeah.
sign a short term deal. Um,
Yeah.
then you can belt her up with ease. So let's get it.
Yeah, I'm pumped about that. I thought she did great here. It was a ton of fun. Yeah, that I wish I had more to say. I just watched this like a couple hours ago,
Yeah.
and it was a very good match. And I did enjoy it a lot, but
Yeah, we've seen
uh,
3 shows.
not much
There's,
more.
you know.
Yeah,
So there's only one card for us to preview. It is on the 23rd. This is apparently a holiday in Japan. They are in Korakuen Hall. So that will probably do better than I was expecting. Low key.
inshallah.
But we open with Komomo Manami and Yuki Yamazaki versus Seri Yamaoka and Shino. So Rossi heard me complaining about the openers and said, fine, have the best opener we can do. It's going to be a very good match. Seri and Shino are going to go over. Probably Yuka.
Yeah, I would assume so. I'm going to the page now to see the card.
Okay.
Uh, oh wow, they don't have a show for 2 weeks after this.
Yeah, they have one show and then they have another Corkin.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's wild.
So they're gonna have to set stuff up here, basically.
Yeah. But yeah, I like this match. I think it should be a lot of fun. We both against Komomo. I think that's like one of those underrated pairings. And I think Sari against Yuka is cool. I think Shino against both of them should be pretty fun. And even if it's not Sari versus Komomo and shit, Sari versus Yuka will be good enough to make up for it, I imagine.
Okay. Um Aoshikawa versus Megaton versus Nagisa Tachibana is our next match.
Shibana
And
about to be
that's
dealing with some bullshit.
yes, they're gonna have her.
Straight
It's
man
gonna be a
position.
fun time.
Yeah.
Utami Hashishita and Kouki take on Syoko Kushino and Hummingbird. I mean, that's just Utami and Kouki winning. You know, nothing really happening there. I would assume.
Um. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking. I
Um,
do kind of wonder when. I don't know. Never mind.
okay. Miku Aono and Chiaki, or sorry, yeah, Miku Aono faces Chiaki in a singles match. Not a title, not a stipulation, no hair thing like they teased briefly. Just a match. Seems to be where we're going with Miku's reign. I guess she's only going to defend on the pay per views and like maybe one Korakuen every now and
I
again.
I have a feeling that
Kind of
that
like
she will.
Utami.
Actually, I don't know. I'm
It
fascinated by
seems to
this
just be
match.
like Utami, but it's like slightly better booked than Utami because she's She's giving
I don't even
wrestlers
know
who are
about
like, "Hey, I
that.
want a title match," and she's like, "No."
Yes.
At least that's a
Yes,
bit
but
more
also
interesting.
at least the Utami ones were like, "You know what? Fuck you. We'll fight in like a big time
Mm,
tag match."
no,
And you didn't
kind of.
give away every match and like just didn't put the title on the line.
She did.
Um, what do you mean?
Oh, I thought I jumped in early. 'Cause you were like, "Oh, they didn't give away every big match." I was like, "Well, no, she did. She said yes to everybody eventually."
Yeah, eventually, but like you built to it,
Yeah, no, I get
and
where
it's
you're
like,
coming from.
yeah, I don't know. This match, this is one of those things where this is a Taro-ism I've created, or ism that I have about Taro. Not an ism, whatever. This is a thing that I often attribute to Taro, is that it's like, was this all booked poorly on purpose? Or is Miku just going to kick her and win, and this will never be talked about again? Like that's where we're
I
at.
feel like they
I
wanted this to be a title match, and just Chiaki's performances were so poor that they just went, "Nah, we
But
can't
that's
do
so
that."
frustrating because you didn't really give her that many performances. Like what do you expect?
Mhm.
Put her against. Oh wait, Rhea's in her faction. That's a problem.
See,
Um,
this is
put
the
her against
take. I
Shozuki.
remember I warned you. I warned
I
you I
don't
had a
know.
take. I had a Chiaki take.
Okay, go ahead.
You brought up, I think, on this show that there is not enough gatekeepers for
No.
people to beat, and Chiaki has basically slammed into that exact problem
Hmm.
because she can't beat Nozaki. Nozaki's in her faction. They're not gonna have her beat Mayu or
And would be.
Utami.
Funnily enough,
Like,
all the gatekeepers are in Darkness Revolution that are able
yes,
like you could
pretty
beat.
much.
Because Misa, if you beat Misa, yeah, Misa's not a big deal. But like, if Chikagoto beats Misa, that's a stat pad to get to a title match. If she beats Rhea,
Mhm.
that's a stat pad to get to a title match. She beats Nozaki, that's a stat pad to get to a world title match.
Yeah,
Who is that out in? I guess Chikagoto. Like, I would have put
kind of.
Chiaki over Kouki. Like that would have been like probably the one person you could kind of do that with. But I don't
Yeah.
think they're putting Kouki in singles matches for a reason yet.
Mhm.
Like, I think that is a very real possibility that there's like, yeah, let's just not really put Koki in singles because just injuries, and she's still working her way back into like like you get what I mean. Like, I just don't think that
Mhm.
that's what they were going for is her beating Koki in a singles. So you have her beat fucking Hummingbird, like like you know what I mean? Like it just feels
Yeah,
yeah.
listen,
I
we
totally
kind of
agree.
said this, like, hard for people to get up the to get on the rungs. And I think Jackie's was a big case of that. And they tried to like storytell their way into it, but they just didn't do it
But they
well
didn't do
enough.
that well enough. Yeah.
No.
Because she's beaten this is literally what has happened. She has beaten Naoshikawa twice in Hummingbird. That has been her last 3 singles matches, and those have been over the last 3 months. That's it. Like, you are like, Naoshikawa not enough. Hummingbird clearly isn't,
No.
like, that's obvious. But, like, dude, like, it is very frustrating because yeah, you have to do I think they had to do the bells and whistles and get her a couple wins. And you can do that hand in hand. You can have her brain fucking Koki with a chair and pin her. You could have her brain fucking anybody and like the only person who's gotten a fall in this storyline has been Utami, who isn't in the storyline. You know,
Hmm.
like how does that happen?
Rossi has no juice.
Yeah, this is very frustrating. And it's not again like it's not like I think Chiaki's like the super worker or like she's a you know a best kept secret type thing. I don't think she's like great. I think she's fun. I think she can have a fun like good match. It's like her and Miku in the GP has been good the past 2 years. So I expect this to be a fairly fun match. Um, but it's not like I'm like she deserves more. It's just like I deserve more as a viewer.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting
Yeah, for
frustrated.
sure.
That's where I'm at. So yeah, incredibly upsetting. I do kind of expect Miku just kind of beat her. Um, I would love it again. Like this is the Taroism. Like I said, I would love it if this was all like meant to kind of make me be like right off Chiaki, and then Chiaki just uses a million shenanigans and beats her. That would be cool. I'd be like, "Fuck, you got me. You worked me.
Yeah,
Dope."
totally.
And then they run it back in a no DQ title match at the next Korakuen. Like that would be great. Like I'm begging you to work me here. I'm begging you to make me think that Chiaki actually doesn't have a shot, and then give her a shot. But I just don't think that's what we're doing. I think
I don't think
they
Rossi has the stones for
I
that
think they
anymore.
I think they didn't try. They saw that their lack of trying didn't work, and then were like, we give up. And it's like that's not how wrestling works, man. I don't know. And I give them less of a pass because there's no politics involved. Like
Oh yeah, for
no,
sure.
like this roster is the most unselfish roster you've ever fucking heard of, save for maybe Mayu, and that's because Mayu's one of the best wrestlers to ever live. So it's like I don't know, like you could do pretty much anything. You don't have to worry about like making Saya upset or making Sari upset or making anybody upset. Really, making fucking like you don't have to worry about anything. There's no there's not even like faction dynamics. Like like there's so many excuses that have made Stardom pretty bad in a lot of key moments over the past year. Marigold doesn't have those, you know?
Mhm.
And this is the first time where I'm like, dude, how are you fucking this up so bad? I've ranted about this for very long. I apologize. It's not that big a deal. It's Chiaki. Again, it is
No, it
Chiaki.
is.
I get it.
It's a big deal.
But it's just like, how didn't we like figure this out any better? It should have been figured out a little bit better, at least. Like,
Yeah,
you can't just not do anything and then be upset that nothing came from it. And then you
yeah.
just got this poor fucking, undercard wrestler just looking like shit as a result. And your world champion clearly doesn't look any better. Like, I don't know. It just, none of this has worked and it's frustrating. I hope that they work me. I would be so happy, but I don't think they're going to.
No, they definitely won't. Miku Aono is winning.
Yeah.
Um, a special singles match, Mayu Iwatani takes on Rin, the retiring Rin, formerly Katakura. She's retiring at the Buntai show.
Rin Sasaki.
Yeah, we had a whole thing in January about how she would be awesome for Marigold, and then she said,
You know
"Nah,
who Chiaki should
I'm
have
out."
beat? Rin Katakura.
Yes,
Like, that's
literally.
what I mean. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So kind of said in an interview she wants to wrestle Mayu one more time, and then they magically announced this the next day.
This is
So that was nice.
Blue Marine?
Yes, Blue Marine.
Yeah.
Rin was
What a
such a
day.
tag specialist, man. Y'all went there
She
for
was
Rin and
great.
Natsuki. Y'all
Oh
just
my
weren't there.
god. That dude, don't
Good
even
team.
fucking bring that up. I was devastated when she got pregnant. Or not pregnant when she got married, 'cause she wasn't pregnant
Yeah.
yet. I was devastated because I was like, dude, I am losing one of my favorite, like, low key tag teams. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They were so good.
They
God,
were. They were awesome.
it's a bummer.
I have a prediction that
Mm,
since the foreign wrestlers are starting in March, I
mm.
think Maddie Morgan might have like a promo after this to challenge Mayu for the Superfly, just because you need to set stuff up for the next Cork and immediately. I think having Maddie challenge Mayu and just giving people the heads up, like, hey, you're getting a Mayu Sly match. I think that would be pretty solid.
You know what I
I
would
think
think
a
would be better?
Mayu like 10-minute match is a good way to introduce her people to Maddie.
You know what I think?
But
Is if Mio Momono was the fucking second for this match and decided to get out of her goddamn company and challenge for the belt she tried to challenge for months ago.
no, Gaio says no. Enjoy Maddie Morgan. Um,
Okay.
I mean, it's a nice way to ease her in because then you can have the house show that they debut on be Maddie and Hayes versus Mayu and Komomo or something. I think it just works pretty easily to set that up. So that's just a prediction. I don't know. They might not do it. Um, we then have the tournament final to determine the first 3D trios champions. Ai Sakurai, Natsumi Suzuki, and Arina Yamanaka take on Nagisa Nozaki, Misa Matsui, and Rhea Seto. Suzuki's kind of just been paired off with Darkness Revolution since she came back. I think her big thing is going to be slaying them and winning the titles here. Arena going freelance is kind of the show of the hand here.
The Iggy. Yeah.
Rossi used to do this a lot. I remember Arisa Hoshiki like magically signed a full time deal with Stardom and then won the. And I think Hannah was the same. They were like, "Oh, Hannah signed full time," and then she won the GP. So it's very easy to read Rossi when wrestlers make moves like that. He'll be like, okay, I'm doing a booking decision. But I think Shozuki wins this match and then challenges Aono right after, and then you set up two top matches for March like straight away.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you could have fucking Suzuki pin Nozaki if Nozaki's willing to do business, and that's like a okay, I deserve a challenge. You fuck
Yeah.
could be pretty, self-explanatory. Uh, I think it's more likely that she does win and then she challenges Yuzuki after the main event
Oh,
with her pretty new belt.
oh,
It's not very pretty, but it's a belt. Uh, and I think that's more likely in my opinion.
no.
But I would prefer it if she challenged Miku. I think that'd be a
Oh, yeah.
more interesting match. Um, but yeah, I expect the world's prettiest trio to win
Okay.
the
Um,
yoga trio, if you will.
hell yeah. What is being currently out of event for the United National Championship, Yuzuki defends against Chika Goto. This is a Yuzuki defense. I imagine it will be a great match based on the previews we saw. And I think it'd be a nice way to end the show with kind of two, it's not Marigold created. Obviously, they train somewhere
This
else,
was
but two people who are made into stars by Marigold ending the show. I think that's great. And I think,
I
Yuzuki
don't
standing tall
wanna
to end the show is good.
I don't wanna be wrong here, but I wanna say this is like the first real Marigold made feud, like ever. Cause yeah,
Um,
like the feud started um on like the fourth show Marigold ever had. Like they do you get what I'm saying? Like this was like the first like this was
yes, kind
yeah,
of.
like legitimately it was the on the fourth show Marigold ever ran, they became rivals.
Mm,
And so, like, obviously, you had Bozilla and Julia, I guess, and Bozilla and Utami, and like, it was Bozilla existing, I guess. But like, this was like the first true, you know, um, yeah, first feud in Marigold history, more or less. So I think that's kind of fascinating. I expect it to be a very good match. I
yeah.
know
And they're,
they had a what's up?
I was gonna say that their interactions in the tag were great. Like I think
Yeah,
Yuzuki is gonna be locked in to have their best performance.
I do know that they had a second singles match, and it wasn't as great as expected.
Mhm.
But that was like looking back, that was fucking damn near 2 years ago now, which is kind of insane. So I do expect this one to be really good because Chicago is a lot better now, and Victoria Yuzuki's a lot better now too. So I
Mhm.
am incredibly excited for it. I'm excited for what's next. I'm as much as I am annoyed about the Chiaki of it all. I am quite excited for just generally Marigold. I really like the 3D title stuff that we've been doing and establishing. I'm excited for the tag belts to become more prevalent that the trios bouts are going to be established. Like I feel like you'll be able to like actually do tag stuff a bit more. And I'm liking Yuzuki's reign so far. So I'm excited to see what, kind of comes out of it.
Okay. And that's the Corkin. I think it'll be an eventful show
Oh,
because
also,
Rossi
go ahead.
Rossi is fairly useful when he has to do a quick turnaround like that. Even like with Stardom, he was quite good at being like, okay, I have a show in 2 weeks. Here's what I'm going to set up. And so I think this will be a very newsworthy show.
I think if it's not, because like I said, I think Shizuki is going to challenge Yuzuki. But if it's not that, and you're right, that that Shizuki's gonna challenge Miku, I think that we might be looking at a Kouki challenge of Yuzuki. Like I said,
Mm.
I'm a bit hesitant. I question if they want Kouki to be challenging for a singles belt yet. I'm questioning if they want Kouki really in
I don't
singles
I
matches
don't
at
know if
all.
Yuzuki gets any challenge because they don't really have much happening after the next Corkin. Like I don't think they run again until the 25th of. They don't run another one until the late April. So like you can kind of hold off on some stuff unless they do that shrine. Oh, unless they do one at the shrine. Um,
Wait. they have what is this?
Like they have the Korakuen on the 14th. But like after
Oh, okay,
that,
that's different
it's a
place.
pretty
Oh, that's
lax
just Chiaki
schedule.
base.
So yeah,
Okay.
like they might run a UN match at the Shrine thing, but I don't
Honestly,
know if they do it then.
I'm shocked that they did the Chikugoto match here because Chikugoto does have a homecoming show in like 2 weeks.
See, my
It's
theory is that they wanted Iono versus Chiaki to be, and maybe somebody else to challenge Yuzuki. And then when it became clear that Chiaki wasn't gaining steam, they kind of went, oh shit, and pressed the Chikigoto button. I think
yeah, I
Fuka
mean,
accidentally tweeted that Chiaki was challenging for the world title and then deleted it. So somebody told her that it was a title match anyway.
um, yeah, you're. I hate reading calendars. I can't. Um, but yeah, no, I can kind of see that happening. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like yeah, I would like it. We'll see. I don't know. I'm obviously, if you couldn't tell, I'm a bit questioning Margot's methods right now, even though I'm enjoying the graps that they are providing. I'm a bit like, huh, that seems like a,
You
I don't
finally
know.
joined me on the damn Rossi has no juice train.
No, I think
Mm,
I think he has
I
far
don't know.
less juice. I
Jackie
think
Rent, Jackie Rent says otherwise.
I think that he just like doesn't do, I'm not going to compare him to my favorite football player, but I feel like he doesn't do any of the easy stuff well. It's like, oh, this is obvious. This is obvious. This is like A to B to C storytelling, and he just jumps to C, backtracks to B, and then gives up. And I was like, how did you do that? Like it's A B C, but then like with like more interesting stuff, more intricate stuff, it's like I think the ascension of Yuzuki was like one of the best done things like in wrestling over the past couple years. You know what I mean? Like that was just like incredibly well done, all things considered. So the more divine and design sort of things, I think he has down pat. But man, you ask him to fucking sink a free throw, and it's just he throws it in the other direction. You know what I mean? Like that's what it feels like.
Yeah. Well, I've been on this agenda, so you don't gotta talk me around. Um, he's just not that dude anymore, and that's okay. Maybe he's just booking to pay-per-views now mostly. So
Yeah,
do
maybe
I
the pay per
guess?
view model killed wrestling.
Oh, totally. Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
like 30 years late.
Well, because like we were there at the tail end when he had to book month to month for
Yeah,
Corkins, and he was never this lax. Like even his worst days in Stardom, he would do something. But he just hasn't here. So yeah, I don't know. He's in an interesting spot, and Marigold is in an interesting spot that they'll probably get out of because they have a lot of talent. And the April, is it April or May? Yeah, May. Like Shine Forever in May will probably be good enough that people will be like, oh yeah, we're into it.
yeah, but I
But
hate
you
that
know,
we do that. I talked about last week that I hate that we do that. Um, where we just kind of are like, oh, the conclusion was fine. It's like, I don't know. I think that's it's giving too much of a leeway, I guess.
yes, but that's what people
It's
do.
frustrating.
So yeah, but it's late. We've done this for long enough. I'm tired. That's all from Marigold. They're not running again until
I was trying to
the 8th of
ample
May.
time to jump in and do a run in.
He's not going to do it.
Yeah,
Um,
it seems
but
like
yeah,
we don't get any Scotty today. Maybe one day.
big shame. Big shame.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you have any closing remarks, or can we go?
Um. Yeah. Thanks for listening again. We be. I don't know. I'm tired, but I still enjoy doing the show
You're
every week,
tired.
even if it is on Wednesday nights. I know it's fucking whatever, 1 a.m. over there. Is that it?
Half.
Yeah,
Yeah,
12:30.
25 past
12:30.
12.
Lovely, lovely that you're still here talking. Um, that's that's crazy. Um, I'll tell you after the show. But yeah, thanks for listening. Um, Good times were had. Hopefully that Marigold Korakuen is a banger, but we'll see. It looks like it'll be fun, but
Yeah, no, I mean the opener alone is like awesome.
I know I'm not supposed to be talking about Chiaki anymore. I said I was gonna let go.
Oh no,
If they were going to just not do anything, just make it no DQ at least. He's here, but he's muted.
I don't know if he's
Will he
gonna say
unmute?
anything. I don't know.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
guess not.
Scott E is here. He is muted. I wonder if he has his microphone. I think he left the house. Don't know if he has his microphone.
You sound like Michael Cole. He's here.
Me?
He is.
What the fuck? I don't sound like Michael Cole.
He did. He did. He's
Yeah,
He's
here. Oh my
here.
god.
You could have did like it's him or like something like that. Would have been the same
Yeah.
Oh
idea.
my! Could it
Yeah.
be? It
There you go. There you
is.
go. Oh my god, he sucks, huh?
Yeah,
Thanks
he's
for
not
that
good.
reminder. How's the show? Oh, we're still
That's,
on. Never mind.
yeah, we're just about to finish. You got any comments on Chiaki?
Yeah, we've had a
Um,
long conversation about
yeah, I
Chiaki.
do. I do. I think Miku Aono should beat her in less than 10 minutes.
You're a
Wow.
non-believer.
I think that's real.
I mean, it's a non-title match. I think Miku Aono needs momentum. I think it's that easy. Sorry, Chiaki.
I agree. Okay.
It's
I
not
think
even
it
a
should have
shot at
been a
Chiaki. I
hardcore
just think
match.
like, all right, man.
I think it should have been a hardcore match. I think Miku should have bled and won, and then you get momentum. That's how you
That's true.
that's how you make a wrestler, brother.
Dylan's right, unfortunately.
Why'd you just become Hogan?
I just say brother sometimes. Come on, man.
Yeah, but you said
Hogan
it
knew.
just like
Hogan
Hogan.
knew.
Oh
He
no,
was a
oh no,
star.
Alex, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do
Okay.
this. Don't become pro Hogan right now.
Alex is pro Hogan. This is a historical fact.
That's a
In
sentence.
fact, after all that came out, he became a bigger fan.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Oh my god.
He was like, I always knew I related to this guy for some reason.
Oh. All
This
right,
is
I'm so
like,
happy I could be here for that. All right,
yeah.
Thanks for the run-in, buddy. Nice talking to you.
thanks.
Check out Scotty Wrestling on Scotty Wrestling at Scotty Wrestling.
Holy
Love you,
shit,
buddy.
that's crazy. I don't even have anything to say after that.
I would like the
And
Uh,
record
Alex
to
didn't even
show
deny it.
this is this is the second time in 2026 alone Dylan has ended the show by accusing me of racism. So thank you
Tough.
for that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That might be a sign.
Who's to say?
Okay, I'm gonna close the show. I want to go to bed.
Fine.
If you want to stand, you may stand. If you want to sit, you may sit. Believe today, shine tomorrow. Is that what you believe in?
Shine forever. Stardom Quest Gold Dope Passion.
Passion,
Ijo.
Ijo.
Thank you, Scotty.